Loading snacks.
What it do, snackers, snackettes, and snack X's? It's your boy Gage. I am here with Cindy with jokes, and it is time for another episode of Spoiler Boys.
Spoiler Boys.
Yep. Episode 6 of She-Hulk has come and gone.
Yes.
Jokes. Where are we on this one?
This one is my 7.
All right, this is your low joint. Everything else has been at least an 8 or a 9.
Or a 9.
I feel like are we reconsidering our 9 at all? Is that
Not as of yet.
Okay.
We still got a few episodes in there, so
Sticking to your guns. I appreciate that, brother.
Sam, where are you on this episode?
I'm at a 7.
This episode is self-aware in its limited entertainment. Like straight up just says, "Oh, are we doing a wedding episode in the middle of this joint? Like right in the middle when it's inconvenient?"
filler
Yes, we are.
episode.
Yeah,
All right.
that was cool.
So self-aware. They know what's up. You know what I mean? This is a setup. So here's what I think. I think this joint's an 8.
Okay.
I think there is a lot happening here. And we do have some action. Man, I think there's a lot happening here. So let's dig in. Jen is just Jen.
I'm about to say yes. I did like the title.
That was
Just Jen, attorney-at-law, going to an old friend's wedding. Let me tell you something. The entire wedding feels like a setup. The whole thing seems fake to me. I don't know who the groom is. We don't know who these youngins are. It's just like, yeah, I went to high school with Slim. Yeah, but hey, baby girl, you out of law school and practicing, Slim. You ain't talked to Shorty since high school, and now you a bridesmaid. It would appear to me that the only reason why Shorty would have invited you is because she knows that you're She-Hulk.
Yeah, that's what I thought initially when they were discussing it in her apartment. I was like, okay, she's clearly going to be invited because she's She-Hulk now at this point. But once they got there and the ball started rolling, I was like, okay, I see where this is going. Okay, cool.
I don't see where this was going, Sin, but I'm going to let you hold on to that. Because if you saw where it was going, good for you, bruh. I'm going to tell you what. I don't think you saw where this was going.
I 100%. I swear.
Oh, no. No. I think you did. But I think by the end of this conversation, it might be something totally different. But even just addressing that in and of itself, Shorty shows up as She-Hulk, dressed as She-Hulk. Everybody's like, oh, shoot. She-Hulk in the place, girl, you look good, blah, blah, blah. She's like, don't ruin this for me. This is supposed to be about me, and it's not supposed to be about you. However, the same youngin' at the end of the joint is like, oh my God, She-Hulk's at my wedding. So clearly it's not that. It's not that. Something happened, something switched, somewhere a storyline got dropped or something.
Oh, she got drunk. That's what it was.
Changed.
She was highly intoxicated.
Well, she was definitely drunk. But generally being drunk doesn't make you less of a jackass. It usually makes you more of a jackass. I'm just saying. Look, Jen sitting down with the bestie, and even her, she's like, why are you going to this joint? Like, you don't, who is she to you? We knew each other in high school. Like, she knows, I mean, to a certain extent, the one thing I'll give him is like, she knows the whole family. Like, everybody knows her. Like, when I say we went to school together, like, they really maybe used to be best buddies. She's like, Ched's DJing. Like,
yeah.
Ched. DJ Incredible Hulk, bruh. Killing them out there, bruh. DJ Incredible Hulk. Look, this joint feels, again, by the nature of even the way she breaks the fourth wall and Jen says what's up front. Yep. We're doing a wedding episode right in the middle of this joint. You know what I'm saying? It just feels very left field. Okay. In the meantime, hey, Jokes. Try to prove to me that your new favorite superhero is not Mr. Immortal. Prove it to me right now.
I get my man prop. If you're gonna do a demonstration, that's the demonstration.
I don't feel like my man was demonstrating. My man was just like trying to get low. I can't take it. I can't take it. I would rather die than listen to this.
I'm gonna fake my death to deal with your ass anymore. Not even fake his death. I'm gonna die to get away from you and get up and walk away out of this situation, which is you.
Here's what's very important about what's happening in this show. We are very slowly but assuredly establishing that there is a need for a superhuman law division. That there are many, many, many people out there who have powers. This is a man who has declared that his first wife, listen to me, his first wife is someone who is involved very heavily with Dracula. This man was from
that's nuts.
The 15th century. There have been people on this planet with powers that go back as far as, if not farther than, the Eternals. Is Mr. Immortal a mutant?
I think so.
This is not somebody whose power just showed up because of the snap. This isn't somebody whose powers just, you know what I mean?
He's been around for a minute.
Clearly, because his wives and husband are like, yeah, nah, can't do it. And all of these Jones around the same age, give or take.
Yeah. I did like that. Same ages, different races, man, woman, like whatever. He just does his thing. Like he just.
My man just like,
he out here.
I've been around a long time. Man, love is love.
Yeah.
But no matter what, I ain't sticking around, bro. If it gets too thick,
I think I made a mistake.
I'm out. Man was out there like, man, I had kids with this jackass. Why?
When she said that, I was like, oh.
How many more people could that man have kids with that didn't show up? That weren't specifically at this hearing? How many other people could have powers that are his offspring?
My man has a whole army. The Immortal Army.
He's a Marvel show in himself.
What? Period.
Series, multiple seasons added too.
Yes.
But the fact that, like, for all the things that he seems like he would have or should have learned over time, right? Of all his lifetime. Excuse me, fake, different aliases, all that. You would think maybe he would learn not to be so chauvinistic.
No.
Once he does it, he leaves. He doesn't go to see that person again.
Don't look back.
They just move on.
Well, to the future.
No repercussions.
The fact that, like, Mallory, you know, her, as soon as they hear his story, they like, hey, yeah, nah, hold on, dog. Let me just make sure I got this. Rather than just go have a conversation with her and tell her you don't want to do this no more. You faked your death. My man's like, I mean, I died, but I don't die. But I died. But it's not like I died when I died.
My girl sitting next to him, dog. Jim's best friend was just sitting there getting more heated.
When she hit the turnaround for them to have that quick conversation,
like real talk, like thinking about killing him herself.
Like, even when they were having the initial conversation with, like, all right, let's figure out what the case is about, yada yada. Mallory looked at her like, "Will you relax for a second?" Because she was getting so heated.
She was steaming, but in the long term, piped up like major respect.
Oh yeah,
her. Definitely.
You know what I'm saying, like the way she handled it when they. She
it.
worked it out and had it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, we gonna split. He got this much money. It's going to boom, 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 boom. And once they was like, nah, why she get the same amount as I get when I went through blah, 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 and I was with him for this long and da-da. Got you.
Let's do this again.
Look lovingly into your eyes for 15 seconds.
Wait, no.
He started complaining about it. Like,
and she was like, oh yeah, nah, that's cool. 20 seconds.
Like, she was sitting on the conference table, legs crossed, she was working the room. I was like, oh, she's doing this right now.
Straight up. She was ready. She was doing her thing. I really appreciate that. That, like, you know, look, you know that her and Jen are friends. You know that Jen really does think highly of her and her skills and her abilities.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, it was dope for them to take a moment to show that she's more than just somebody who's fashionably adept, right? That she does deserve to be where she is, that she is not just good at what she does, but she's great at what she does. And somebody like her belongs at a place like GLK and H as much as a Jen or even a Mallory does, right? Yeah. That she's bigger than just being Pug's line partner to get the Iron Man 3.
And seeing Mallory give her a little bit of respect, like, okay, like,
you can see it. That mutual in between.
She has her own style and flavor to it, but she's killing it right now. Yeah.
Exactly. So I really did like appreciate that they did that. And again, this show is taking it upon itself to just make it so much more normal that people just have powers. Mm-hmm. There just are people with powers. We're not necessarily getting into where those powers came from or how they developed them or whatever, right? There's something to be said for, like, I watch something like this and I think to myself, all right, so what if one of them killed him? Like, just got tired of Slim and just murdered him?
Oh, that'd be a good Law and Order case.
Is that murder?
Exactly.
Like, if you know he can't die and you just get tired of hearing and you just shove my man off a building.
She walk in the house, dishes ain't done. Got blam. Like, I just can't right now.
I guess it's just intent. The intent for murder. So most times that's still just as bad as committing the crime itself.
And he would use it to weasel his way out of his divorce. Like,
hey, yo, my man, Social Security is, yeah. And here's the other thing about it. He was old.
So he still ages, it looks like.
Maybe
a slower pace than.
It's like he can't die, but he can. Again, it's like, how old is he? I just thought it was a very interesting choice to cast him. I think they did a great job choosing him to be casted, considering, again, like, Mr. Immortal is a comic book character. I mean, that is a real thing, but like, and he has ties to the Avengers. But the fact that they chose somebody who was of an older age, let's say an AARP member age, right? To play a character whose name is Mr. Immortal, it throws all kinds of things at you as far as, like, okay, how did he discover it? How old was he when he discovered it? Does he actually age more slowly? He must, right? If you can't die, how do you age? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, did it not kick in until he was already that old?
Yeah, I'm about to say, or that's another possibility. Once he that age,
is he a little bit older every time he dies? You know, it's just, there's all these things, right? And it's one of those things that is the kind of questions you ask when you read comic books. When you're a person who consumes this kind of content, and you have these people who have these crazy powers, even when someone's power is similar to someone else's, right? Not everybody's healing factor works the same way, right? Hulk has it, She-Hulk has it, Wolverine has it, Spider-Man has it, but they don't. It doesn't all work.
They're all
the same
different
way
levels
for every. You know what I mean? And again, I just think that the show is doing something. I like to say it's on purpose. I don't know if it's on purpose, right? But but I feel like it is, because technically a story like his is completely unnecessary, right? When you look at what happened a few weeks ago, and we're dealing with somebody who is from Asgard and is an elf, that person having abilities and having powers is explained away in a very different way,
right,
from this human being who can't die. You understand what I'm saying? And has clearly had this ability for a very long time. So it's a very interesting way of just kind of normalizing it for the society that they live in now. And people just kind of like, it's like, you don't have people going, oh snap, they got people out here that can't die. Like nobody's saying, like they're just like, so wait a minute. Rather than go and have a conversation with her, you just killed yourself. Like you ain't just
yeah.
I guess, you know what I mean? You would think it might be a little too painful or something. Like, what if it just don't quite work the way you thought it was going to, or whatever?
Hey, he's done enough now. He must have done enough.
When my man went through that window, it was hands out, both knees up, straight up.
I don't like what I'm hearing in this meeting right now. I'm just leaving.
But but the thing about it is, it was like he was panicking though.
Right, and so it caught me off guard. It caught me off guard
walking out of the room.
Yeah,
he could have just left the room.
That wouldn't have been as entertaining.
There was a there was a mental aspect to what was happening to him, like an anxious reaction, an issue with dealing with conflict, whatever the conflict is. Like I can't, right? And I would rather kill myself and walk away from it than ever deal with the conflict. There's a part of me, the debating, lawyer loving side of me that says that this is a man that cares about you so much that rather than hurt your feelings by saying something that would break your heart, he'd rather die.
Right from the security vehicle.
God, everyone walked off like it was nothing. Clothes didn't even seem like they got messed up.
And hilarious.
How thin are those windows on that high rise? Like, he just walked through it.
Hey, bruh. And my question is, did they configure my man's lawyer fees into that window and that security vehicle?
They had to.
Probably did afterwards.
Come on.
Like, you're paying for that window.
All this.
You're paying for that window in that truck.
As you stated, you got the money.
Right, they gotta have some kind of special insurance when you dealing with superhero law, or whatever.
Next
have,
level insurance,
right? Like that show we was talking about, right? They used to have. It's just interesting. Let's go back to the wedding. Everybody else except for the bride seemed to be excited that She-Hulk was there, right? What do you think it is? I'm gonna ask you on this. What do you think it is that prompted Jen, even though the title of it is just Jen, and the ridiculousness that was the invitation is Jen? Like, what do you think it is that prompted her to feel like this? Like she said it. This is of course, the one place where I want to be She-Hulk. They don't want me to be She-Hulk. Why do you think it is that she wanted to be She-Hulk in that situation?
I think it was after the trial, she's trying to embrace it more. And she had just, she just got the bad dress from Homeboy, last episode, and she wanted to break it out and wear it. And this was the perfect event to wear it to, get the, strutter stuff, get together with some old friends, catch up. And she just felt like it was a time to do that and trying to embrace the She-Hulk side of her as well. And it just, didn't go that way when she got there.
Jokes, you feel the same way?
Similar to that, and probably Like, I don't know if maybe, even though that they were friends, you know, maybe she felt like that maybe she wasn't the, you know, the best looking or something like that of the group, and maybe being in She-Hulk form, you know, makes her feel better amongst them.
More confident.
Yeah, a little more confident than what she did as just Jen back in the day. Because otherwise, it's like, since that, like, there was really no purpose of She-Hulk being in that position, because one, just like you said, She-Hulk is going to take the attention away from your big day. Like, there's no way you're 8 feet tall, standing in a line with the rest of the bridesmaids and just hovering over top of each other. There's
right. They're not even getting a regular, like, the photographer can't even stand at a normal distance to take that picture. Shorty's so much taller, right? So,
okay,
you
take
know,
a step back. She's
my
the only one that looks in focus. Everybody else
small in the joint. Still, I mean, again, I think it's a strange mental journey, right, that she's going through, where she has to deal with the differences between who Jen is and who She-Hulk is, and whether or not there is actually a difference, a significant difference between them. I do think that she would have been treated very differently had she been in and stayed in She-Hulk form. I don't think they're walking up to you going, "Oh, hey, yeah, you need to come help clean this." And, "Oh, you're on ironing duty." The boy messed up their shirts, wrinkled their shirts playing video games.
Playing Mario Kart. Don't make sense, bro. Just say.
I was like, what?
Like, when y'all playing like a live action version, like y'all have go-karts and was riding around on the property doing that? Oh, no, y'all was just sitting.
Super swelling.
Y'all was just sitting there just playing it. Got it.
Yeah. I'm not sure how she drew the long straw on that. Clearly, she must have given them, for her bridesmaid's dress, she gave her measurements as She-Hulk. Which I would feel like, if you're the bride, like, you would be aware. Like, Jen,
right off the break, like,
this big, shorty.
Exactly.
You are not this large.
Well, she said she hadn't seen her in so long, but if you watch the news,
okay,
like,
I can understand, you know, you gained a little weight, but you grew another 2-3 feet out here. I don't know about that.
Look, I'm just lobbing.
Yeah, out there liking, man, that lawyer money real good.
I didn't got my knees done.
Yeah, I just thought, you know, it's kind of crazy, man. And man, look, Titania's showing up. I don't like this young.
There's no reason to like her right now.
I don't like this youngin. I don't. But again, it's like, there's something about Jennifer Walters, the character, that bothers me. Like, she's so gullible. She falls into these, like, yeah, it's just kind of like, all right, look, even if you felt like Titania's just here to try to ruin this for me, she's just here to mess with me, blah, 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 like, why would you say that out loud? Again, maybe one would assume that this was a very high-profile case and everybody has heard of her and Titania and She-Hulk and what's going on with that. But you also have to remember that this was about Titania and She-Hulk and not Jennifer Walters, and that there are people who just would rather assume like Jennifer Walters doesn't exist compared to She-Hulk, right? There's a little bit of benefit of the doubt you can give as far as that's concerned, but still just kind of like, she's clearly just doing this to make me look bad.
It was a non-thinking emotional response to seeing Titania showed up. Like, this is supposed to be me and my friends, and you're here.
What are you doing here?
Last person that she thought she was going to see there.
Yeah.
Right. So and so, I'm here with this guy. He's a friend of the groom. Who is this guy?
I was like,
how did Titania get that information? How does she know that she's going to this wedding? How was she aware that She's gonna be there. There's something else amiss here that just doesn't quite seem right.
Not enough
Titania's level of information is like super high.
She probably.
I'm not.
Only thing I think of is maybe she has a private eye or something like that, trying to gather information to use against her to destroy her.
She had her Matt Murdock to look into this.
Him and Foggy, I don't know. I'm just saying.
I mean, he coming to get his suit.
Eyes. What you talking about?
He's a lawyer, but hey, he got an eye. He got an eye for this.
I mean, obviously she has the resources. Obviously, you know what I mean. So last thing we heard her say was, she's gonna get her back. She's gonna ruin her. So she's gonna hire people to, investigate.
Well, she just said this isn't over. Well, she ain't say she was gonna get her back. She didn't say she was gonna ruin her. She just said this is not over. And I get that. And she repeated it. I told you. This is not over.
Okay.
Party's not over. It ain't over.
It ain't over.
Let's talk about this. Let's talk about your man Josh, son. That's your new homie. Man just sat down at the table like, hey, pretty lady. How are you?
Josh is cool as of right now. You know what I mean? Like, I was gonna say the jury is still out on that, but right now I don't have an issue with him just yet.
Nah, some off. Like it's just melding too well right now.
Here's the thing: they have spent so much time trying to convince us that nobody actually likes Jen except for her best friend. Nobody likes Jen. Mm-hmm. Her father likes her. Nobody does. Chad don't bang with her. Her mother don't bang with her. Her cousins, her aunt, they don't bang with her. Mm-hmm. Hulk bangs with her. He's on some call. She calling him, leaving him drunk messages.
He ain't answering.
It's been weeks. I don't know who you are. Again, it's been weeks. We're getting a little bit of some timeline play here. Nobody likes Jennifer Walters. She is a small, unassuming nobody. She's not important. Even important people don't care. She went to law school. She's smart. Nobody cares. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? She did well at school, whatever. Nobody cares. Mm-hmm. She was a decent lawyer at the law firm she was at. The other dude who was there couldn't stand her. Nobody cares. They have done every single thing they could to show you that nobody cares. She makes a profile. She's a lawyer. She lives in LA. She's doing blah, blah. Nobody cares. She-Hulk? Oh, all these dates, all these people. Would you go out on a date with her if it wasn't She-Hulk? Would you have gone on a date with her if she had presented as Jennifer Walters? She's just not. No, Slim's not my type. I don't really like her. She got the curly hair and the cute face. Like, I don't. Everything they have done specifically to line up the idea that Jennifer Walters is an unimportant person. That she is a very easily slides under the radar, doesn't attract any attention. Even if she wants some attention, she can't get it unless she does something embarrassing to herself, right? She gets drunk, she falls out, she just, whatever it is, right? So she is the protagonist in the Mean Girls movie. The one, she's a sweetheart and she's really nice, but nobody cares. You know what I'm saying? This guy who shows up out of nowhere at the wedding, who's like, I really like you. I really think you're cute. Oh, I was just planning to come over here, sit down and talk to this girl. Hey, dog, real talk. I'm in this joint going, hey, shut up, dog. You's a liar. Mm-hmm. Because the other thing about her is she's so unassuming, so innocent. It's almost like she trusts everybody. And like you know what I mean? Like he's talking and she's, again, I get it. Like she has no reason to suspect, right? Because she's so unassuming. Like she just, the whole thing about her being She-Hulk and Bruce telling her, I'm telling you, the minute this happens, the world doesn't leave you alone. They see you as a monster. You can't undo that. Even if you don't do something. Clearly, something's up. Mm-hmm. And for us to get to a point where at the end of this episode, and we'll get to the Titania fight in a second, but at the end of the episode, for them to be splitting a plate of fries, which is exactly the thing that the other guy asked her if she would like to do when they went on their date. Split it, no. Did he say it or did she say it? One of them said it. I split a plate of fries. She's splitting a plate of fries with my man. He about to be in there. If he's not already in there. Right? Because clearly split a plate of fries is
split a plate of fries is the thing.
It's coffee. It's the coffee.
It's the coffee.
Hot coffee.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It is Netflix and chill and hot coffee. Right? Yeah, dude's untrustworthy.
Yeah, I'm not buying it. He's too smooth. He's too smooth to come in here and try to do this. Like,
I'm hopeful. I would like to see her, I would like to see her get a dub, because you're right. It's just not been working out for her whatsoever. That's how they've been laying it out. I want her to get the dub, but when you get to the end of it and you see they're being watched at the wedding and stuff like that, it just leads you to be like, something's foul here. So, it is.
Hey, dog. She was rapping with my man, having a good old time, and just blue chunks, bro.
All of them.
Just in that joint, listen, went to the bar like, let me get that.
Oh, she was going for it.
That's an extra $5.
Okay.
Bam! just keep running it.
Let's keep it rocking. Let's just keep on keeping on.
I got to get through this wedding because everybody here is blowing me right now.
You got in the zone.
Facts. Hey, just leave.
That's it. I was like, I know I'm one of your bridesmaids, but I'm just like, you know what? You'll be just fine without me.
Hey, look, after the ceremony,
bridesmaids, you don't have to be at the reception.
I'm about to say, after the ceremony and the pictures, deuces, I'm gone.
Hey, dog, you wasn't invited to the bachelorette party.
Facts.
You got invited to the wedding.
I gotta
walk a bridesmaid.
I gotta walk down the aisle with this ugly ass dog. Like, I'm sorry.
Oh, I was
like, dog, it's no way. It's no way.
Like,
sorry.
I was expecting it to be like some like nerdy dude or something like that didn't like stand up to like the other guys or something like that. But the dog, I was like, oh, y'all real grimy out here.
Facts. 100% facts. I don't like it, man. This whole wedding seems fake to me, bruh. The whole wedding seems fake to me. But I digress. We out here chucking in the flowers. See a little ugly hand touch us on the back. And you think for a brief second, like, oh, it's okay. Everything all right. What's going on?
What? Damn! That's so disrespectful. I'm sorry.
Punch. Dog, she had no blood running from the nose. Anything.
Real talk. The minute I seen that joint, I was like, oh, Titania's soft. Hey, she's soft. Because she knocked Jen clear across the joint, and Jen ate that joint like.
I was like, what the hell?
I'm blowing chunks, and you sucker punch me at the same time? It's on site for life after that.
You got me at one of my most vulnerable times out here. I can't defend myself while I'm out here puking my brains out.
Like, I'm out here praying to the heavens above. Please don't let me do this ever again. Whatever I did wrong, please forgive me. And I just get rocked in the mouth. Okay.
Factually speaking, the fact that Titania is like, come on, Slim, it's not even fun if you're not She-Hulk. Like, I don't want to deal with you. Again, making it very clear that Jennifer Walters is insignificant. She's not important. She doesn't matter. It's not what this is about, right? The show is called Just Jen for this episode. I want She-Hulk. Okay. I'm going to give you some She-Hulk. As soon as I can remember how
to do it. I was like, what?
She was that intoxicated.
No, that reminded me of Bruce when Hulk was scared and wouldn't come out.
No,
it was like the same kind. Like they each have a way to, for whatever reason, they can't remember how to turn into the Hulk.
No. Bruce remembered how Hulk was like, nah, son, that's not happening.
Correct. He doesn't have any control.
Yeah, but the similarities.
But once she got it together, bruh, again, that joint clearly kicks all the alcohol out of her system.
Yeah.
Not out of her system, but in terms of
that metabolism just kicked in and just
sobered her up.
And real talk, it's like, oh man, I've been waiting to do this. Oh, I've been waiting to do this. And Titania be getting mollywopped, bruh.
Hey,
she got whooped.
My veneers.
She mostly Rocky on.
When she got up and I saw her mouth, I did laugh. So I was like, ooh. Ooh, and I was like, and you on social media? Everybody got their cameras out? Ooh.
She slipped on that ice, bruh. Face,
like,
bruh.
Didn't see that one.
Face, bruh. Youngin said, I know I wasn't supposed to change it to the Hulk, but I'm just saying. Oh my God, Hulk, she was at my wedding. Shut up, Joe. I don't like it, yeah. I don't like it. You know, at the end of the episode, see them eating the fries, joint pans out. See they're being watched. You see the old needle, old bent joint. See them configuring the new joint, which I'm just going to assume is made out of vibranium. But might not be, but could be. Again, she said nothing on this planet. I don't know how she would know that, but that's what she said. Nothing on this planet. Vibranium doesn't come from this planet.
I'm guessing she learned that from Bruce in her training.
Maybe. Yeah. So it's interesting to see this happen. We need to talk about the website. Ingencia.
That sounds right, yeah.
Is a conglomerate of like some of the smartest supervillains in Marvel Comics. It is MODOK, it is the Thinker, it is a conglomerate of we know that the Thinker was teased at the end of the Hulk movie. We know that the Thinker is supposed to make an appearance in the new Captain America movie. We know that MODOK is showing up in the new Ant-Man movie. And both of them are members of this group.
Okay. So apparently this is going to be a thing spreading throughout the MCU going forward. Okay.
I'm going to assume the Thinker is also responsible for the creation of the Red She-Hulk. It would be interesting to see if they somehow take Titania and combine that in some way and make her Red She-Hulk, because I don't know how they would do a Betty Ross. Be interesting to see, but with Betty being She-Hulk and us not really having one currently, but it would not surprise me if it was like, we need to get that blood, we team up with Titania, and maybe they make Titania into the Red She-Hulk. That's a possibility.
That could be a thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's a lot more going on, and they're just sowing a lot of seeds. I think there are a lot of things that happen in this episode that are telling about things that are coming in the future, not just for what's happening in this show, but for the MCU as a whole. And I think this episode has a lot of those little tidbits thrown into it. Again, like this website that is like, how do you kill the She-Hulk? What, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, you know, and it seems a little crazy. Mallory is not a super powered individual. She is a rival of Jen's in terms of the lawyer world.
Right.
But it remains to be seen what they could or couldn't do with her character going forward. It seems a little odd that she's like, don't tell Jen about this. Of course, she immediately is like, yo.
What? The second I knew that, the second they have that conversation, she gonna tell Jen.
Here's the other thing. There's definitely a plot point that's there that has to do with the fact that Jen did not answer her phone. That she was leaving her a message. That this is information that is, I'm going to assume, going to get to her maybe a little bit too late. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
After the next attack or whatever is happening.
Exactly. Because clearly another attack is coming.
Yeah.
Clearly they are watching her. Clearly they know where she is and how she got there. And the only way that I know of them to know that information really is either through Titania or through this dude, Josh, who again, I don't trust at all. I know y'all don't trust Pug. Maybe there's something with Pug.
And you know what? I think they're throwing off
That's
Pug
my guy.
because of the actor. I think they just wanted to do that to us to make us like, ooh, I don't want to trust you. But I think
I didn't feel that way about him though. I just liked him from Jump Street. Y'all two was like, I don't trust.
That's just from other roles he's played. That's all. It's from other roles he's played. So when the second we saw him, we were just instantly, we don't trust that dude right there. I have come to like him in the show, but I will be lying if I say this. I'm still keeping an eye on him in the back of my head.
You have tendencies in your roles, sir.
That you like.
I think he's clean, bro. I don't think we have anything to worry about here.
Okay. I'm still keeping an eye on him for the next 3 episodes.
Is Daredevil gonna have to rescue her?
I don't think so.
I'm gonna say yeah. I think he might have to bail her out of a little bit of trouble.
I don't think so. I think somehow they're miraculously going to end up like not working the case somehow, but maybe they're working on finding something and somehow it brings their paths to one another, and maybe they don't quite realize that they can work together to solve the issue. I don't know. I don't think he's gonna have to save her.
When I say save, I don't think like, she's gonna be in dire straits and need to be saved. She might just get overwhelmed in a particular when whoever it is coming after her. She might get overwhelmed. He's gonna come in and kind of clear out the bad guys so she can get to Titania or whoever it is. You know what I'm saying? Trying to shut them down. How those paths initially cross for him to know to help her or whatever, I'm not sure.
There's a part of me that feels like he might already be looking into something or investigating somebody that's tied to that website.
Yeah.
There could be some legal thing that has him tied to that, and he's looking into that. I think that could be it. I think she's in trouble, right? And clearly they are. Hey, look, it'd be one thing, right? The only thing about this Josh dude that gives me any pause on whether or not I trust him and makes me be like, he might actually be on the up and up, like maybe he actually is okay, is the fact that they are. Because listen, 100%, bro, if I'm the Wrecking Crew and I attacked her as Jen, but I was dumb enough to let her change into She-Hulk, and then I was unable to penetrate her skin because she was She-Hulk at the time, I'd be looking to use the same needle to get her while she's Jen. Instead of trying to get her while she's She-Hulk. That's what I'd be trying to do. I certainly wouldn't be working my way through trying to get my hands on a vibranium needle. Like that wouldn't be my first course of action. Now, here's what I'm gonna tell you what I think might be happening. So the dude who went on that date with her that was asking all those questions about being able to pierce her skin and whatever.
Things like that.
It could be a fish hook joint, could be catfishing, just trying to get us or whatever. But him showing up again at GLK&H, being a client of theirs, why he would be a client for the superhero division is odd to me.
It's a red flag, yeah.
for sure. There's a part of me that thinks that he was one of the members of the Wrecking Crew.
Okay.
Again, this is a person who may have some superpowered abilities. They were wielding weapons that were of Asgardian nature or something like that. In some way.
Voices.
That's the thing. Only one of
them actually talked, really.
Was wearing a mask. And the one who was wearing the mask is the one that they asked, like, hey, did you get it? And he was like, no, I wasn't able to pierce that nasty green skin. So he was also the one that tried to actually get the sample. So it makes me wonder whether or not they covered his face
because
like that. But I think that might be the same dude. I think there's a possibility that's the same dude. Which might make some sense. It still doesn't tell us why or who's behind it. But it, it makes some sense. But also, if you are, go ahead.
What if you know how you say you think it's vibranium? What if it was adamantium? Random thought. Listen, another.
The only. I mean, listen. Don't get me wrong. We know Wolverine was created in the comics specifically to fight the Hulk. Period.
Right.
Now, we know that adamantium does pierce the Hulk's skin because clearly they fight and clearly he stabs him. But she said nothing made on this planet, nothing found on this planet does. And adamantium is from Earth. It's not from outside of Earth. Now, that doesn't mean she's right. And it certainly doesn't mean, again, they did hint that in this show, they gave a Wolverine hint. Yeah. And with Claws gets in a fight at a bar. So is it possible? Yes. Would Bruce have ever come across a Wolverine or adamantium? No. So would he be able to tell her, oh, the only other thing you got to look out for is this stuff called adamantium? Yeah. He wouldn't be able to tell her that.
That'd be a funny story. Did I ever tell you about the time I fought this dude with claws?
But here's the thing. It also stands to reason that if, in fact, these are still people like we speculated before, that these are people who are tied to the attempts to recreate the Super Soldier Serum again, right? The Weapon X program.
Yeah.
If Steve is literally Weapon 1, and Wolverine is literally Weapon 10, and Deadpool is literally Weapon 11, and your attempts to create those weapons have created a Hulk, if you will, or several versions of things that are like Hulks, if you will, you might have knowledge of the fact that something like adamantium, since you created something like this to fight something like that, could pierce the skin. Like, you might know that. You might have that information. But I would also think maybe you would start there then, if that was the case.
Yeah.
Or at least you would have had enough sense to stab Youngin and take her blood before she turns into She-Hulk. I digress. Do we pick up the next episode exactly where this one left off?
I think we do. I think we're at the place now where these last few episodes are going to start just pretty much connecting to each other. I think we're at that point now.
Not getting quite the time jump. Okay. Do you think there is anything to the fact that Mallory told her not to tell her and she told her anyway? Is that going to do something with this seemingly new form relationship between she and Mallory?
I don't think in the next episode. They might bring it up once it hits the fan with Jennifer. Like, oh, why'd you tell her? Like, well, I wanted her to know in case somebody tried to, catch her slipping. Like, I want her to be aware of it. Like, but I don't think it's going to be a big a big to-do, a big hoopla about it. Like, it would just be a mention and then something along the lines of just said, and that'll be that.
Okay. How do you feel about this episode?
I am still at a 7.
I'm still at my 7 too.
I'm sitting at a 7 with a 7 with a rising 8.
7.
Okay.
I have 7, maybe an 8.
And I think, it's one of those things we talk about all the time, but the MCU is really good at doing things that seem like they're insignificant at the time.
Finish
And
things
then
up.
later on,
It's
that's
something
like-
serious. Oh!
that. Exactly
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, my 7 is just based off of some disappointments I just had with the episode that I was looking forward to, kind of getting into it. Like last episode, it was all right. She's getting the outfit. I wasn't looking for a superhero outfit at all. You know what I'm saying? But we know she got some clothes to wear, so she didn't look all thumpy walking around the office and all that kind of stuff. She starts the episode with, I got this dress. I can't wait to wear it. Then looking forward to see what the dress looks like, and then we see it. It's like, all right, that's so basic. Like, no, like that's not what I was looking forward to seeing.
People Friday dress all.
Hold on. Let me just make sure I understand.
Yeah.
You're upset. You gave it a 7 because you disagree with the fashion choice that the designer made for her dress. The polka dot,
Nope.
the blue polka dot, the joint with the navy blue with the white polka dots just wasn't the hit for you.
It was basic.
What
That
were
was
you
number
looking? What were you looking for? What did you want it to be?
Something flyer than that. That's all. Like, he was this whole, like fashionista, like big, no guy or whatever, and it was just basic. It was just basic to me, like
It's a
whatever.
very interesting reason to bring it down, but I would assume that she has gear that he made her that she didn't get to wear. Because you're a bridesmaid. You got to wear what the rest of them are
That's what
wearing.
I'm gonna wear.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. I get all of that. It's just we got to see the dress that he made, and it just wasn't. It was just basic. But that was only one issue. That was one issue. The second issue that just was a disappointment to me is they start the episode, like previously on She-Hulk or whatever, and they get into the whole wrecking crew and all that kind of stuff, and I'm sitting like, oh, okay, we're about to get the question answered that I was looking for, and we don't.
Which is
like,
what? What was the question you was looking for?
any type of conversation or whatever about it, and all they did during the last 30 seconds was show them making a new needle, and then the episode going off. Like, I didn't need that for that.
I think
Like, we started off with I thought we were going to get more, just more information about it, and I didn't get that. So I enjoyed the episode I was watching.
Yeah, you know what? Again, I think I feel like we got information about it. You just don't know it yet. That's what I think. I think you got information about it and you just don't know it yet. I think that like I was expecting you to be like we got the hint about the Daredevil outfit at the end of the joint, and then there was no Daredevil. Like, that was your complaint about the last joint. Like, it was a 6 because they gave us this right at the end of the joint, and then we didn't get anything that had anything to do with that in the next episode. And then at the end of this episode, they gave us a Daredevil joint, and we didn't get anything that had to do with anything with Daredevil. That's what I was expecting.
I think what overshadowed the whole Daredevil thing to me is the fact they started with, like, the Wrecking Crew. Previously, we were like, oh, okay, I'm finally about to get the answer I've been waiting for a couple episodes, or at least information about it. And what they gave me, I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy about it.
Yeah, I think they sprinkled in, don't forget, somebody tried to steal her blood, and at the end of the joint, it was like, don't forget, they tried, but it didn't work.
Steal the blood.
They're gonna try to do it again. Like,
this is how. Look, and that dude she's sitting next to sharing fries with. Hey, dog, if you want her DNA, man, just take some of them half-eaten fries, bro. You tripping? Just go take some of them fries.
simple.
Take them back. Let them do a test. That's all. Y'all working too hard, man. You seen her drinking off that cup? Grab that cup, man. Y'all watch Law and Order.
I was about to say.
Look, the second she went to throw up, bag that joint, grab it.
Hey,
bag
oh,
it.
that's plenty of it right there.
Just get out, bro.
It's easy.
It's
all
so
that.
easy, bro. So easy, bro. Anybody in that wedding could have got her DNA if they wanted it, bro.
We don't want that. Yeah, we want the blood.
She just spilled a whole bunch of DNA in the grass right now.
Hey, bro, gave it up.
Easy win.
Whole stomach just said, I don't want it. You can have it.
All this content.
She's sitting there fighting with Titania. Let me go scoop up some of this Earl and get low. Like,
hey, no. If she ever throws up as the Hulk, as the She-Hulk,
oh Lord,
projectile destructive Chuck.
It's going to be like a Kamehameha wave out of her mouth.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Yeah, Kamehameha Chuck, bro.
Oh man, Jones out of Scary Movie 2.
Hey, that's enough out of you. Yeah, we gotta wrap this up. Listen, I appreciate y'all tuning in to Spoiler Boys. This has been your Spoiler Boys for episode 6 of She-Hulk. We'll be back next Monday with Andor and She-Hulk. We'll see y'all then. That we're out. Toodles loose.
Loading snacks.